Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Uh, 3D Workers Island, a short horror story about a screensaver. Click on each image to advance to the next one. Use the right/left arrow keys to go forward or backward or back. Also view at yes thread, which allows you to place via URL. So this is okay. Thanks to Add Desktop for helping work on several issues and mistakes on this thing. 5-star rating, huh? Alright. So I guess we just gotta choose someone, and then we can continue. Alright, so what's this? 3dwi.sc, our discovery page. Is this okay? Download. Oh wait, do I have to download something? Wait, what? You have chosen a file from this location. Would you like to save? Okay. Okay, this installation program will install 3D Workers Island. Thank you for installing my program. Press the next button to start the installation. You can press the cancel button now if you do not want to install 3D Workers Island at this time. The installation of 3D Workers Island has been successfully completed. If you enjoy 3D Workers Island, please spread the word online. It would be much appreciated. Also consider reading the readme.txt file because it includes a lot of interesting and useful information about the screensaver. Press the finish button to exit the installation. Okay. 3D Worker Island is an experimental 3D simulation screensaver for PCs with advanced worker simulation to start after installation. Right-click desktop, choose properties, screensaver, 3D Workers Island. On menu, click preview. Alternative steps, start program, 3D Workers Island, start 3D Workers Island. To change settings, right-click desktop, properties, screensaver, 3D Workers Island on menu, click settings. Available settings, escape to quit. If enabled, only escape key will quit the program. Geometry quality slider. Hey, stop it. I have dogs. So, simulation quality slider. Adjust the worker simulation rate. Get to know the characters. There are 6 characters on the island. Their names are Amber, Holland, Pat, Joe, Grace, and Rebecca. To find out who's reference the character card that appears on startup. Worker simulation. Workers are approached to computation. 3D Worker Island takes advantage of resources in the world. Welcome to the world in the computer. This technology. Okay. What's going on? Oh, okay, there we go. All right, Pat, Becca, Joe, Amber, Holland, and Grace. Okay. I just wanna I just wanna say that this thing is so cool. My eyes are glued to it. I'm mesmerized by it. I just want to keep it on all day and see what the people are up to. Oh, shit. Sorry if you guys can hear the dogs in the background. But my brother needs computer for work. What do you all think? And what's happening on your island today? Yeah, it's a hidden gem of the internet. It kills that Johnny Castaway thing my uncle thinks is so good. This better this is better because the people are like real people you're watching and you never know what's going to happen next. I've seen um, dancing and squirming, the baffling games they play with objects, the awkward intimacy that looks like hugging sometimes and others times looks good. Pornographic, frankly. Yeah, it's hidden. Olin just put her face inside a tree. Yes, my avatar is trash cans. What of it? Okay. Um, so they got a barbecue. I think it's great, but it's buggy and just weird. My roommate keeps talking about how he could do it better. I'd like to see him try. He couldn't even program the turret in our tank game last semester. What an idiot. My ma hates TV, but she tells me to put on the virtual people. I put 3D WI on the projector and she squints. Quietly in her recliner for hours. Peace for me. I'd like to keep it running in an alcove of my house and check up on it as I'm passing through. It's good for that. I can surprise you sometimes. The other day I saw Joe take a remote controller helicopter out of the house and fly it around. I never see that before. Can't actually sing. Designer webmaster for 3dwi.scr discovery page. I keep hearing the stories about this thing, but so far it's boring. I don't get it. I want to know what you guys are doing because I just starting up the program and watching it and nothing is happening. The people are standing around, sitting around, looking around, walking around. They don't have any faces, so I don't know what they're feeling or thinking. I don't know. What's going on here, guys? Which character are you talking about? You know, some people have worked hard enough in their lives and deserve a rest already. No, but seriously, what do you mean? I see plenty of activity on the island. I do feel a twinge of annoyance when I see a character like Amber sitting around. I want to tell her, hey, you're young, do something. Actually, it does become entertaining over time. You just have to keep watching. I think you'll be surprised by what you see. But do you have to be kind of open? You have to be kind of open to it. You have to be cool. Be cool, and things will be shown to you. Personally, I love the screensaver. It's so fucked up. Okay, so now just chilling. All right. Winner. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. So, mowing the lawn. What is this strange screensaver you have stumbled upon? The only way to really understand 3dwi.scr is to try it. It works best without words, but I'll give you my best overview. When you start 3D Workers Island, it will display its 6 characters in a helpful character card that gives you a name for each one. Afterwards, you will be placed in front of a island or in front of an island. Will most likely remain on that island until you decide to stop the program. The characters are powered by a kind of AI technology that the author refers to as worker simulation. It is clear from simple observation that this tech should not be taken lightly, but just how advanced this AI seems to be an ambiguous and controversial question in the community. It is very much a matter of intuition at this point. At the very least, it is good enough to capture the imaginations of many. Whatever is happening under this hood is taxing to any PC. The program seems to be fluid in a way. It will use whatever resources are provided to it, but can make do with just about any system that is capable of displaying 3D graphics. Impressive or not as technology, you will find that this is a program of broad and infinite possibilities. Since returning last November, I have been keeping 3D WISCR running on all the desks in my study, in my bedroom, my living room, my kitchen, and my basement, all running around the clock as I do my household tasks and live my life. What I see on my what I see on each of these PCs throughout the day is still continuously fresh and novel to me. It makes my home into a very pleasant little world. You will notice that the island is quiet. 3DWI.scr does not play audio, unlike what you may find in the After Dark productions or products and similar environment based programs, but very much in line with the default package of screensavers in the Windows operating system, such as 3D Maze and Mystify Your Mind. The significance of the silence is considerable. It allows the island to disappear. Despite its heft, it's also light. There's a sense of ghostly transcendence, and none of it is really happening. And it can also vanish with the flick of a mouse. Okay, we got these two over here. Okay. This is for my son's island project for first grade, which took second place in the contest. I'm proud of him, okay? I will admit. He mostly played Pajama Sam while mom and I both built the island, but he did the written part of the assignment himself. Anyways, here are the photos. It's adorable. Glad your son's school is teaching him about islands. Yes, my avatar is trash cans. What of it? Your living room is disgusting. It's crap. Alright. Lol, you did a good job with the island. I have some advice. You should not do your son's work for him. Do not let him get used to the idea that you will do his assignments. Take it from a fellow parent. Thanks, appreciate. But they were expecting parents to help with this one. You should see what the other kids brought in. Anyway, he did the written part, as I said. My son doesn't like 3D Workers Island one bit. It scares him and he makes me turn it off. Kids are afraid of anything. My wife and I rented tapes of the Page Master to watch with her niece, and unfortunately, we got to the moment where Macaulay Culkin in the library and he gets overtaken and drowned in rivers of paint, and suddenly the tapes went nuts and became unreadable. Her niece started screaming. Now she's afraid of getting drowned in paint and turned into a cartoon. Yeah, I would imagine. I don't blame the people who made that movie for making a terrible Macaulay Culkin character get drowned in paint. But some kids really do think it's possible to get swallowed up in a cartoon prison where they can't escape. And hell, if I believed that, I'd be afraid to. Okay. What the fuck's going on back here? This happened back in October. In detention, they had me sit on the computer lab where I ostensibly wasn't allowed to play on the computers. Lol, but my computer lab teacher was in their upgrading office and I showed him 3DWI and explained it to him. I swear he was like enchanted by it. He wanted to install it on all the computers. So we installed it on all the computers together while eating donut holes. We had some problems, and I had to call my sweet and angelic mommy, okay, to tell her why I was still at school, but we eventually got it working after 7 p.m. We turned off the lights and started it going on every computer in the room. It was a powerful experience, just as all these different things happened on the island all around us, on glowing screens, in the dark and silent computer lab at night. Way better than 3D pipes. It felt like this was the way 3DWI was meant to be experienced. Recommend putting this thing on as many screens as you possibly can. Forgive me, I don't know anything. I'm just a 14-year-old teenage kid. What were you in detention for? Lol, dress code violation mainly. I also invented a fake skin disease called Cutilancunae, and I started incorporating it into some of my written assignments in English and history, even when it had nothing to do with anything. Forgive me, I don't know anything. I'm just a 14-year-old teenage kid. Okay, I'll bite. Tell me about Cutilancunae. I'm glad you ask. I'm just gonna call it cut. It's cut. Cut skin. It's cut skin disease with 4 stages. Stage 0, redness and sensitivity. 1, skin gasp, holes or gasp or various size. Um, exposing dermals. Oh, fuck. Oh, there we go. Okay. Exposing dermals. Skin island. Widespread loss of epidermis, leaving only a number of skin islands of various size. And then recession of the islands, leading to complete loss of epidermis. Early stages can be treated and reversed, but stage 3 is irreversible. Stage 1, 2, and 3 are considered or constantly rated 10 on 1 to 10 pain scales, screaming and hair pulling and despair. Okay. All right. I'm guessing those are tomatoes or something in the wheelbarrow. Who's your favorite character? Amber. Amber the answer. Amber's the answer. Um, rant secrets and movie reviews. Reality priest. If I had to choose a favorite, tough one. JK, it's Amber. Fuck everyone else. I'm offended that the question is even being posed, but I understand. You don't know any better. You're better off this way. I know we're not supposed to talk about those topics here, but we can at least be honest. When it comes to a question like this, I'm not going to pretend my favorite character is Holland or Grace or someone else, just so things can stay clean on this form. Can someone fill me in on the joke here? What's wrong with the other characters? Amber would be a good choice, as many have been mine, but I am sometimes put off by her lazy tendencies. Naturally, I would choose Pat, since by coincidence we share a name, and I believe the two characters or the children are hers. Another coincidence, as I also have 2 daughters. However, I cannot help but feel attracted to Rebecca with her eye-catching red hair and shoes. It is a difficult question. Amber motherfucker. Okay. There are of windows everywhere. We see them. It says computer physiology 1 windows. There are windows. There there are of windows everywhere. We see them and anyone could be looking in at you. That's a part of what makes them scary. But windows are even scarier when you're the one who's looking in them because you will never know what you'll see in them. Remember, the enthusiasm in the market for Windows into reality in 1996 as the Nintendo 64 broke one slower Project Reality. Of course, the TV screen is really a window into fiction and not reality. The only real window of reality is the one we look into as a baby and still cannot turn from. What called the common story theme of falling into asphalt imagery, we bring the inside into the outside, and the outside is the place where we are stuck looking. This is the only meaning uh, of I'm trapped in the TV. When we find out that reality is the thing we're looking into, but what does this mean? Where are we? What happens when something bad you find responsible for is there and you do nothing to stop it because it looks through a window and is not real? I'm trapped in here. I will never return home. What do we mean? Okay. Well, tell me more about that. So I was with my cousin last week for Thanksgiving. Since last year, they lived in a 3-hour drive away. It got late, and he took me down a dark trail and scared the piss out of me, talking about ghosts and murderers. In a quiet moment, I thought I might change the subject, so I started talking about 3DWI app ropes for nothing. Turns out he knew about it, which caught me off guard. Ooh. It got late and he took me down a dark trail and scared the piss out of me, talking about ghosts and murderers. In a quiet moment, I thought I might change the subject, so I started talking about 3DWI, a propos of nothing. Turns out he knew about it, which caught me off guard, and he carried on with the exact same tone as when he was talking about torture killers a moment earlier, but now talking about 3DWI. I started talking about 3WI, a pros of nothing. Turns out he knew about it with caught me off guard. Oh, wait. He carried on with the exact same tone when he was talking about torture killers. Okay. As if telling me about a conspiracy or something, he went on about the girl in the pink shirt and gave me this long list of ominous things to pay attention to in the screensaver. Oh, he's one of the Amber shitheads. Those people basically took down the old Discovery page websites a couple years ago. Ruined a good thing. Yeah? Anyway, we got back, we watched 3DWI together until 2 a.m. on the slowest, crappiest computer in the world. We watched until suddenly the computer froze completely. But he told me it wasn't really frozen, that actually 3DWI does that on purpose in order to hide things that are happening. I don't know. He was making things up on the spot, but I think they still meant something to him. Okay, so I almost don't want to ask this at all, but I keep hearing certain implications about this screensaver that I don't want to replace here. But you probably know what I'm talking about. I think the screensaver, I don't know what's this. I think maybe it's supposed to be a joke, but if so, I don't find it funny at all. Can someone please give me some more info about this? Turn back now. Don't go any further. All right? Stop. For your own peace of mind, stop this line of inquiry now and do something else. Don't become another one of us freaks. Seriously, I wish I could go back to enjoying the screensaver normally. I want to be a normal person again. Please, God, let me forget. There are links that can be provided if you really want them. I can send them to you. I can send them to your email. Just let me know. I'm no coward. Here's the link. Yeah, that's not going to last very long. Okay. Brings a lamp. Whoa. Okay. The windows of my living room, covering the walls with wide views of my front and backyards, fill the room with light during the day and an air of vulnerability during the night. My brother crashes here. He sleeps on the couch against the back windows. Sometimes we'll sit together looking out those windows and tell stories about the house beyond my backyard. A man lives in that house with his 2 sons. The curtains are closed, and we imagine our own childhood replaying itself behind them. It's just a stupid game, really. Makes up stories about neighbors. I think of it as a way to bond over past experiences. Somehow we got emotional about it anyway, but not emotional enough to do anything because of the course the stupid game. There's no point in worrying about those children based on feeling and intuition alone. Still, we both find out our dreams become more vivid with time. Lately, we've grown exhausted of the game, but recently I downloaded a 3D Workers Island. It plays on a PC in the corner of my living room. You should check out this program. It's a screensaver, which means it only starts when you aren't using your computer. But when it starts, you're on an island. There are people around, but they don't do much. Not when they're island, well, not when they're outside anyway. Naturally, you wonder what they might be doing. Inside the windowless red house in the background, that's when things start to go wrong. When you start wondering that. And now we begin another game. As in life, concerned bigots more concerned. Wait, what? In life, concerned bigots more concern? Okay, that doesn't make sense at all. The reality is always worse than you think it is. No matter how much you learn, it's always worse. And the only escape is to stop asking, to stop digging, to stop learning. This is your chance to stop. Okay. The preferred resources of all 3D Workers Island is called 3dwi.scr Discovery Pages, created and maintained by Pat Lawler. It covers everything a reasonable person would want to know. You should browse her website first, if you haven't already, because it's quite good. But Pat Lawler doesn't see what we see, or choose not to. I've created a different kind of resource here. I take your sightings and I display them for the benefit of others. Together, we play this game the way it is meant to be played. Welcome to my website inside 3dwi.scr. Beyond here are themes of violence, abuse, and torture. Great. Let's go ahead and look into that. Okay. So that's the link that was posted earlier, and they said, I removed your link because it breaks the following rules. Rule 5. Do not post links to the website. You know the one. It's nothing more than a collective of perverted creative writing prompts. I would not usually be so strict about something like this, but clearly there are too many here who can't stay reasonable. Insane. Excuse me. While discussing the content of this particular website, so I must make the hard decision of banning it. You can guess what I think about this topic, but let me try to explain the phenomenon occurring here. The fact is, many internet users are children and young adults, and children like to play games. What this means is you will occasionally find yourself unknowingly pulled into the game played by children. On the website, you will primarily find stories told by kids to scare other kids. You will also find so-called analysis of these stories that treat them as true fact to give them legitimacy. But there is no evidence to be found here. I hope I have cleared things up for you, buddy. Shut up, Pat. Anyway, more links. So one is a member.aoi. John's Sorroway. So it's good information about John Sorroway. Then another website, welcome to Tommy's World. Stories of Reality. Thank you, PL Lawyer. So that's the owner. Well said. Those violent stories are cheesy and over the top. Blood and guts, believe me. I've been watching this program for a long time. I would have seen such things by now. Can't actually sing. That's just the name of the thread. If the screensaver won't open up to you, maybe you need to look within yourself to find the problem. You'd love to think it's all just bloody screaming children long before I began seeing the violent shit. I saw the way Amber was treated by other islanders. I saw her tiredness and I saw her subtle messages. But you should just point at the bleeding children and laugh. All right then. Why is it always Amber who gets abused and killed in these made up scenarios? Don't you get why this community has an obsession with torturing her specifically? You're all freaks and sociopaths, is my best guess. Maybe I should create my own section for dealing with 3dwi.scr hoax from Snopes.com. Has a good system for these. True, false, multiple truth values, undetermined, and unclassified. I would give every one of these stories the red sphere of falseness. Fake, or no, false, false, false. Okay. Good question. People have a strange amount of concern for Amber. It is a mystery to me. Oh, wait, what was that last one? Jesus fucking Christ, that website. The screenshots and pictures on there are insane. Some of them are obviously straight out of Photoshop. Others, I don't know. They're all low quality JPEGs for what it's worth. Maybe it's easy to hide flaws. Okay. Now, I don't think this one's Amber. Just walking to the wall here. Okay. Oh, and the website's red. Welcome to inside3dwi.scr. Here you'll find the content missing from PLR's 3dwi.scr discovery pages. Her website should be your source of general information about the screensaver, but come back here when you're done. Pick a category on the left and browse our collection of user-submitted sightings. Download 3dwi.scr and let us know what you find. Let us know what you find by submitting a sighting. Thank you for visiting and telling us your story. So then we have an update. I'm receiving so many emails about this Sam Ferraro business. Thought there's not much connection in whether the screenshots of Amber, rare, black shirt is real. Okay. There's a lot of disagreement about whether the picture on her shirt is really of Sam Ferraro, since it does not exactly match any of the known publicly released photos of him. I've expanded the section uh, to include some of your comments. On the subject of the photos, I removed a user submitted photo from PJR Pin at the request of its original owner. I'm receiving added a link to Grace Guild. Great quote. Luckily for that girl, her story became an urban legend. Most people don't believe it really happened. Even if there are fascinated, uh, even if they're fascinated away, see, a perfect disappearing act. The real transforming into fiction. Now she lives here, disgracefully retirement in the remote world of a cartoon. But really, the reality will haunt her conscience forever. Added some more user submissions to work degeneration. So can I click these links? I guess not. Added an avalanche of screenshots to strange faces. I can't believe people are walking to the bathroom at night and seeing these things. Making this website has convinced me never to run 3d.wiscr after bedtime. Thank you, P-Lawler. No sounds, no faces, wrong on both accounts. Falling behind on emails, sorry everybody. But I pray for my brothers because he's been having a hard time lately. He's in the hospital now. Sometimes you have been broken in ways that don't hit you until decades later. I expect my turn to come soon. When that day comes, my brother will be alive to support me. But for now, let's go. Sorry, I just want to check that. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Are they kissing? PJR pin. The PJR pin is one of the 3D WISCR's first popular sightings. The letter PJR stands for Pat, Joe, and Rebecca, three characters on the island. When these three adults approach Amber in the following format facing her, it's called BJR pin. Credit to P Lawyer for this icon. Amber is in the center of the formation. The PJR pin isn't complete unless all three adults are close enough to prevent Amber from moving. They're just bullying the shit out of this girl, or in other words, to pin her in place. This is a very strategic and specific requirement that is not met often. Formations in this particular shape are uncommon between any four characters when they do form. They're spontaneous and brief. They'll usually recognize themselves to a more stable circle, or rather diamonds like this. Why is the PGR pin significant? According to the stories, it triggers the following scene of events. All four characters disappear instantaneously. The world is replaced with darkness. In the darkness appears a photograph of a child in clothes that resemble Amber's. Pink stripes. She is sometimes injured, sometimes not. An audio clip of a young woman's scream or multiple screams play from the speakers. It usually inspires or interrupted by Amber's voice, but sometimes as the voice of an off-camera witness. The world reappears. Pat, Joe, Rebecca, and Amber reappear at the front door of a house, one by one. Amber is last to appear. No evidence of the event remains. I genuinely have like uh, shivers going down my spine. Most accounts miss the first three steps in the sequence. It is only when they hear the screams that they start paying attention to what's happening on the screen. 3dwi.scr doesn't officially play audio, but many stories report sounds. They usually describe very loud or very quiet sounds like screams or whispers, with little in between. We have a page just for whisper-related sightings. Most involve Amber's pleas for help. Much pride is taken in the skill of recognizing these whispers as quickly as possible, since they often precede other events for which screenshots are desirable. No whispers precede the PJR pin, unfortunately. Photographers are also a common theme in the sightings. 3dwi.scr appears to have a heavy preoccupation with the real world, and in particular with real human bodies, from living and healthy to manageable or emancipated or dead. In this case, even when Amber doesn't display any physical injuries, her transformation into a body or into a human body is often interpreted as an act of violence itself. In general, any movement between fiction and reality in either direction is treated with an undertone of terror. Sorry, I think my dog needs to go out. Hold on. The dogs are joining us. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know if that's all right. Anyway, so let's see. Photos are common. Real world bodies living. Transforms. Okay, so violence on the children, or violence on Amber, essentially. So now we'll continue after learning that. Descriptions of the photo vary. Maybe that people are seeing the same photo and remembering it differently. It is not hard to believe that a disturbing and sudden scream is shocking people into seeing or remembering injuries that aren't there, but also possible that 3dwi.scr is displaying different photos of the same girl at varying levels of injury, perhaps depending on the context of the simulation. As Amber, uh, is that fight? Polite has been shown to progress in severity over time. So, okay. Who is the girl in the picture? Until we have a legitimate screenshot, we have little to go on. And this one has been proven challenging to capture. GK. Jake the mad cow has a quite a fright. He writes, I'm never running it overnight ever again. Holy shit, it woke me the fuck up. Dude, I've got chills right now. Like, I've never been so scared in my entire life. I was asleep, and then the ear-splitting scream. What the fuck? P-Lawyer lied to me. Her website says that there's no sound in the screensaver. Well, guess what? There's sound, motherfucker. Ashley B heard it too, and caught a look at something interesting. Ashley writes, because it was the last thing I'd ever experienced or expect to happen in 3D WI, I have to admit, it was jolted and shaking for a good hour afterwards. I knew the Discover page were wrong about another thing, but somehow this one thing I trusted. And well, my volume was turned up quite high, so it was really something else. I only got the shortest glimpse of screen before it retreat or was it reverted. Hey, what are you eating? Jax, what are you eating? Okay, sorry, he's eating fucking something on the ground. No. Did you just shit in my room? My dog just shit in my fucking room. Who did that? All right, no, they're both. Okay, sorry about my dog literally just shit right next to my desk. Oh, it smells in here. All right. I only got let's see. We're in a discovery page about other things. Somehow the things that turned when the volume was turned up quite high was really something. Okay. All right. So catch up. There's things going on at night, and this is one of the accounts. So you're seeing a lot of visual stuff and audio. It sucks. I'm actually alone in my house right now too. This is like actually scaring me. I only got the shortest glimpse at the screen before it reverted back to the status quo. It was dark, but I saw the dim shape of a human. Dog's making noise. Hopefully. Hopefully Amber's not here. You hear Amber? I'm not gonna bully you. It was dark, but I saw the dim shape of a human, realistically proportioned, dressed in pink and white, like Amber. Photograph, I think. Was it moving? Harold has an uglier description. It was bad. Oh my god. Lol. I can only laugh now, but I'm done with the screensaver now. For real this time. I think it one scream repeated 3 or 4 times, or maybe it was more than one scream, and the image was a tasteless display of what? Oh my god, what's about to happen? And did Amber just die? Okay, it's getting worse and worse. The more I watch, the more I notice, the more I understand, the more bold it becomes with the things it shows me. Every time I come to some new revelation, the screensaver shows me more, but mostly other people. I don't see things. I don't see things. And if I have someone in the room with me, they don't happen. Are you telling me P Lawyer with the 10 billion hours she's been watching 3D WI hasn't seen any of these things? Getting dangerous in here, law. Pat Lawyer is a criminal. I have family who used to live down the street from her. Nobody in their right mind would trust Pat Lawyer. Pat Lawyer shouldn't be allowed to run a 3D Workers Island fan website. She should be in prison. Anyone who wants details is free to message me. I'm Good Kid 85 on AIM. Forgive me, I don't know anything. I'm just a 14-year-old teenage kid. Goddamn kid. Ha 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 ha. Scrap. And he's banned. That was fast. P Lawyer is always online. She reads every post the second you submit it. You cannot evade her. I just noticed the house is red. Has it always been red? I thought it was blue. Am I tripping? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude, I'm fucked right now. Fucking, I get chills. Uh, work degeneration. Update 4/24/99. I've decided to stop posting new submissions to this page. This is one of the most well-documented sightings at this point. I'm receiving mostly redundant info. Thanks for everything you've sent in. Worker degeneration is something akin to injury or damage. This damage is associated with an active entity, which 3dwi.scr calls a worker, hence the name of this page. It is not clear to me how this term came about. It was invented by 3dwi.scr's authors, yet it implies a bit of knowledge about the screensaver's intentions, or internals, that the injury is associated in some fundamental way with the underlying workers concept. This is especially strange since the only documented case of workers' degenerations are tied to one character. At the beginning amber, therefore it seems premature to generalize the term to such an extent, but I'll use the established name. If you ever see a red amber, you've seen workers' degeneration. Oh shit. Okay, this is the early stage. After this comes compression. Dude, as a result, looks like this. This red ball seemingly insert. It doesn't move or interact with anything. But yes, the red ball is amber. In this state has been interpreted as represented dehydration, malnourishment, and/or mutilation. And the many photographic sightings seem to confirm all of these interpretations equally. But most of all, it's been associated with small, muffled screaming and therefore with pain. It does not take long for this red ball to start shrinking and quiet down until sooner or later it can't be seen or heard anymore. Amber will use respawn from this house at some time after compression, even while the red ball is still visible. The program will eventually continue as usual. Letting or falling into asphalt tells us a story. Letting the screen server go long periods has unlocked something, and now I've seen all sorts of funny shit, like a red amber. She goes in the house, comes out redder, goes behind the house, comes back redder, comes back redder again, comes back weirder and slow, crawls around until pop, she's just a ball on the ground that everyone ignores, and that's that. Nathan Manfield kept the screensaver running all day and writes, I went away for 8 hours, and when I got back, there's a bunch of red spheres scattered around making noise. Altogether, it sounded like chorus. Oh, dissonant humming. Now I'm wondering just how long my dog has to listen to that shit. This one is from Thomas. How many of them are sitting at the bottom of the ocean? I just can't help but feel hopeless about everything. Nobody will ever help me, and I'll never help myself. I'm too afraid, even to reach out. I'm not even writing this right now. This message exists only in my head. This whole website exists only in my head. 3D Workers Island. What is this? Would I really put this online? Would I really give anyone the slightest glimpse into my world? This is fake. It's all fake, and nobody will ever see it. To Thomas, I hear you, and I understand. Suffering in silence is such hard work. All right. Okay. I'm actually like scared, dude. So which one is this is one of the girls that's bullying her, I believe. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere now. It's gonna fucking start screaming, dude. I swear to God, this fucking thing is gonna like go south so quick. Session of the Islands. And there's the fucking spears. Oh my God. Wait, what? Is that it? Wait, what? Wait, that's it? I could have swore we were gonna see some horrible shit, dude, but this has scared the fuck out of me. I don't. I don't. Am I missing something? Recession of the Islands. Is there multiple islands? Oh, are all the balls like each character that we've been listening to? That's the only thing I could think it would be. Um. So these are like, I think these are probably all the islands that everyone's been talking about, all their different, uh, all their different islands that they've been talking about on the forums. So I guess Amber died or something, or maybe she fucking killed everyone because they just bullied the fuck out of her. Oh my god! And then just red, and then yeah, maybe start this or something. I don't know. Is that it? I guess that's it. It actually wasn't even that long. It scared the fuck out of me, but it actually wasn't that long. It just sucks. I'm actually like alone at the house right now too, and it's dark. All right. I mean, I don't think there's anything else besides this. I think these are all different games. Okay. Yeah, I guess these are just other games that they've made. Okay. Well, I liked it. How long have we been doing this? Has it been? It hasn't even been a fucking hour yet. All right. Well, didn't really have any other plans for the stream. Um, I have no idea. Where do I go now? Yeah, I guess that was cool. I like that. Well, there's some good videos to react to. Any good new stuff recently? Oh, and look who's covering it.
Short horror story about a screensaver.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the guy that made Pet Scar.